What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a video where I'm going to be sharing my top 5 favorite movies from the 90s. This is, of course, just my opinion, and I would love to read yours, so comment your top 5 movies from the 90s, and we will have a nice, friendly discussion below in the comments section. This was a phenomenal decade for movies. 2 of the movies I'm going to be talking about are in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, so this is going to be very fun. I am also going to be talking about some honorable mentions, which is something I haven't done in the history of my channel as far as I know, so this is going to be a very fun video. I plan to review the first episode of Daredevil, Born Again after this video, so stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's start with the honorable mentions. My 5 honorable mentions are The Sixth Sense. This is probably my favorite movie from M. Night Shyamalan. I think the twist, which I'm not going to spoil, is absolutely legendary. Bruce Willis was fantastic in the film, and it's just a great movie overall. It barely missed out on being on this list. The second honorable mention is Say 7N, one of my favorite David Fincher movies. I love the atmosphere of this movie. I think Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman were awesome in their performances, and it's a great film with a great story. The third honorable mention is Groundhog Day. I have covered this movie on my channel, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time. Bill Murray gives a beautiful performance, the story is iconic, and to me, it's a 5 out of 5 film. It is so hard for me to not include it on this list because I adore this movie. The fourth honorable mention is Titanic. James Cameron is in my top 4 directors of all time, and this movie is incredibly well made. I find it to be one of James Cameron's best works. The fifth and final honorable mention is The Mask from 1994. I love this movie. I think it's absolutely hilarious. The plot is really good. Jim Carrey's character has some development, and I actually enjoy the sequel, which I know is not a popular take. Now, let's move on to the real list, my top 5 favorite movies from the 90s. Again, this is just my opinion, so don't get mad about it. Coming in at number 5 is True Lies. This is one of my favorite movies directed by James Cameron. I love this movie. I've heard a lot of criticisms regarding the third act of this movie and how it doesn't make sense. While the third act, where Arnold flies the plane, isn't as strong as the previous 2 acts, I still think it's a lot of fun. The pun at the end is very funny. I think the action sequences are fantastic. It's written very well, the characters are well developed, and I like the spy subplots, which I know aren't very popular. I absolutely love James Cameron as a director, and this movie is my 4th favorite from him. It's an absolute classic and absolutely deserves a spot on this list. While not everyone likes this film, I think it's awesome, so it's my number 5. Coming in at number 4 is The Shawshank Redemption. This is currently the number 1 movie on IMDb, and it absolutely deserves that title. I think this movie is just a brilliant masterpiece. I have nothing negative to say about it. The story is incredible, the acting is top tier, this movie has everything you could want from it and more. It's a beautiful masterpiece that I think got way less attention than it deserved when it originally came out back in 1994. So, number 4 is The Shawshank Redemption. Coming in at number 3 is a movie that I barely hear anyone talking about, and that is my favorite Jim Carrey movie, Liar Liar. This movie is incredible, it's so deep, so charming, and so cool. Jim Carrey gives one of his best performances, in my opinion. This movie is awesome. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time, and it's absolutely in my top 10 of all time. I was very late to the party with this movie. I think I watched it for the first time 2 years ago, and the fact that I was late to the party didn't make me appreciate it any less. It's still amazing in my opinion, so it's my number 3. Coming in at number 2, and these top 2 films might as well be tied, honestly, is The Matrix, the classic. This is currently my 2nd favorite sci-fi movie of all time, and it's my 4th favorite movie of all time. I think this movie is brilliant. I wouldn't change anything about it. I think it's perfect. The special effects hold up very well, and they were incredible for their time. The story is amazing, so creative and so different that I can't help but love it. The acting is incredible. Agent Smith is probably my favorite villain of all time. And this movie is amazing. It's one of those films that I think is just 100% perfect. But coming in at number 1 is Terminator 2: Judgment Day. This is a movie that I haven't talked about a whole lot on this channel. I plan to review it in the summer, but we will see. This is a movie that I have so much nostalgia for. I remember watching it over and over again, just like I did with Spider-Man 3. The effects are amazing for the time, and they still hold up extremely well, in my opinion. The story, while basic, is much better than the originals. The T-1000 is also one of my favorite villains of all time. This movie is just incredible, so it comes in at number 1. So, what do you guys think of my list? Comment your favorite movies from the 90s down below in the comments section. I would love to read your opinions. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.